I'm just going to go show you. So that's the freezer down here. Hopefully you can see again, it's full of frozen vegetables, ice, and then there's a tray, more vegetables down there. It's always full because I always buy frozen vegetables when they're on sale. I like to get a lot of them. All right, so again, there's my stove over there. And one thing I want to mention is I love, let me see if I can show you this. I love about my home in Japan and my kitchen. And just a second, hold on. So one thing I really love about my home in Japan and being in Japan in general is things are made for my height. See how this comes up to like my waist area? And this here, when I'm cooking, I can easily cook. I don't have to do this. When I go home to America, the counters are much higher. I don't know what the standard height is, but they're like up here. And I feel like I have to, you know, I'm stretching and it's just very uncomfortable. And, you know, that's generally true for everything in Japan, like the seats on a bus, my feet touch the ground. And I just love it because I'm 5'2", which I think is 157 centimeters. And the average Japanese woman is close to that. Like, I'm not sure, I'd have to check, but it's very close. So the other thing too is like these cabinets, I can reach them. It is a little hard to get stuff like that top shelf up there. That's all just like storage because I can't reach that and I don't like having to get up, you know, on a step stool. So I love that about Japan. I just love the height of things. They fit me. And it's a little thing, but you notice it a lot, especially if you go back and forth between the countries and you're someone my height. Of course, if you're taller, you wouldn't notice it. Unless you're too tall. Like I know some American men here that I've talked to, is they say the houses are too small, they're too like short, you know, the counters are too short. But it's perfect for me. I love it. I love it. Okay, over there, you can see my rice cooker. It's a very small rice cooker, and I'll be doing a video on rice later, and I'll show you that more. In the top pull-out basket there, I keep potatoes and onions, white potatoes and sweet potatoes. And down below are plastic storage for leftovers. Okay. So, I wanted to mention one thing too about the sink. I think Japanese sinks tend to be pretty big. Again, I don't know if that's a generalization, a faulty generalization, but it seems pretty big to me. Okay. This one here is just hand soap, and this is the dish detergent. That's the size they tend to come in. There are different sizes, but this is the general. That's what you get. Okay, so over here, there's my refrigerator again. So I have to unplug that. This is just a cabinet where I keep my dishes and plates. The other cooking element I have is this. Now this toaster oven is about, I don't know, I'd say 8 years old. So it's a little old and dirty, but I generally make everything in that, you know, that I need to cook that I can't cook on that one burner stove. Okay. This sometimes I use for storage for, you know, just junk or like this fruit. By the way, I got this apple the other day. It cost like $2. It was 198 yen. But that's not unusual for apples. You can get them cheaper depending on the time of year and the kind. There's lots of varieties, of course, of apples. Up there, I have some spices. They are all organized, as are these, whether you can tell or not from looking at it. All the spices are very organized. Like I have the red peppers over here. These are like Indian spices. These are the ones I use all the time. I love this one from Costco, the chopped onion, to give food a crunch. And this one I've started to like recently too, the red pepper. Now, if you notice, this is the Costco, you know, the big size. Generally, spices come in this size, this one here. So there's quite a bit of difference. And I actually like the small size because they don't go bad. You know, I buy myself like this black pepper down here. I've had this one from Costco. I've had this for a long, long time and I still got a lot left. And, you know, the spices don't really go bad, but they lose their flavor. Oh my goodness, look at that. It says 2014. Yeah, so I'm by myself. I really don't need these supersized Costco things, but sometimes, you know, I do get them like this one because I use this an awful lot. So that's a good one to get for me. Yeah, and I love to organize things. So that is all organized. And over here is my dry food cabinet. And this again too is all organized. I love to organize. Hope the lighting's okay. Up the top are oatmeal and other grains over here. This one is a mixed kind of grain that they put in white rice to give it, you know, more nutrients and flavor. There's some beans, sometimes corn, oat. There's different things mixed in with that. And there's different kinds. But I generally get brown rice, but still I like those. Over here's the coffee. Coffee is not on Chef AJ's plan, but I have not given up coffee yet. And I get these little 1-packs that I like. They're just single cups of coffee. I'll show you those later. Here's tea, which I don't drink too much of. So that's kind of old too. Just some paper plates and some sauces that I'm not really using because of the salt content. So those are just sitting there for, I don't know what. And over here are tomatoes, canned or boxed tomatoes. And this is corn. And these are some beans. This stuff is just some dried kind of things like wakame. And then in these cabinets here, I mean, these drawers, there are dried beans. And in the very bottom is where I keep the rice. This is a rice brand from, it's like a local farmer's one. It was 5 kilograms and it was 2,500 yen, which, you know, rice is not cheap here in Japan. And I get all kinds to try. This one was on sale. And this one is to go, which I'll show you again later when we do the rice one. I got that at a convenience store near the school. I got some black rice the other day. And you can also see I stock up on beans. Those beans are salt-free. They're made with kombu instead of salt. And I do have some jasmine rice, which I got at Costco, and I have some white rice over here that I don't use too much. I generally use brown rice. Okay, so okay, so the rice I use is generally brown rice. This is a starch-based program. So every day there is starch, there's lots of starch. And rice in Japan is expensive, I think. I thought it would be cheaper because it's a staple of the diet, but I guess it has something to do with the government not buying foreign rice and supporting the Japanese farmers. So anyway, it's always surprising when I go back to the States and I'm like, rice is so cheap. It is so cheap there, you know? So anyway, that's basically what I eat. You know, I keep everything stocked up except for the fresh vegetables, of course. And usually I buy those daily or every other day at least. So I don't know, I think that's it for the kitchen tour. I'll just show you one other thing over here where I keep my trash. Up there, if you can see it, if you can see it up there, there's an outlet. So I think the intention is for the refrigerator to be there in this space, right to the sink. However, I thought it blocked the light. There's a window back over there, and it, you know, it just seems too dark. So I put my refrigerator back here. Oh, and this thing on the wall, if you're wondering what that is, or right there, that is the heater for the bathtub. So I guess the intention is that if you're, you know, cooking dinner and stuff, you can heat up the bath water and get it ready for yourself, or if you have kids, whatever. But it also has a clock on it. That's what I use it for mostly, is the clock. Okay, so that is my Japanese kitchen. And I think that's it for now. So thank you.